What if the secret to a calm mind isn't a big life change, but 5 minutes every single night? This is the story of Kenji, and it starts with something very small, a desk. Kenji worked at a marketing company in Tokyo. He was 29 years old. He wasn't the loudest person in the office, and he wasn't the most famous. But everyone in the office knew one thing about him. Every night at exactly 6:45 p.m., Kenji stopped working. He didn't check his phone. He didn't rush to the elevator. Instead, he cleaned his desk. He put his pens back in their box. He straightened his papers into one neat pile. He wiped the desk with a small cloth he kept in his drawer. He threw away any trash, and only after that he packed his bag and went home. It took him about 5 minutes, every night. For 6 years, his coworkers called it Kenji's ritual. Some of them thought it was a little strange. His new coworker, a young woman named Yui, thought it was a complete waste of time. "Kenji," she said one evening, watching him fold a stack of papers, "you're going to come back here tomorrow morning, and it's just going to get messy again. Why do you clean it every single night?" Kenji smiled and said, "Because tomorrow morning I want to start clean. Not just my desk, my mind too." Yui laughed a little. She didn't really understand. Not yet. A few months later, a huge project landed on the team. A big client wanted a new advertising campaign, and they wanted it fast. The deadline was only 2 weeks away. Everyone was busy. Everyone was stressed. People stayed late. Some people slept at the office. Desks became messy. Coffee cups, papers, sticky notes, empty snack bags. Nobody had time to clean anything. There was only time to work. Kenji was busy too. He worked on the biggest part of the project, the main presentation. Every night, his desk got more and more full of notes, printed documents, and half-finished ideas. On the 10th night, something changed. Kenji was so tired and so behind on his work that at 6:45 p.m., he didn't stop. He looked at his desk. It was a mess. Papers everywhere. His pens were mixed together in a pile. There was a coffee stain on his notebook. But he thought, "I don't have time for this today. I need to keep working." So, for the first time in 6 years, Kenji skipped his ritual. He kept working, hour after hour. He didn't clean anything. He just pushed forward, faster and faster, trying to finish the presentation. By midnight, he was exhausted. His eyes hurt, his head hurt, and worse, he felt lost. He had so many notes, so many ideas, spread across his messy desk that he couldn't remember which version was the newest one, which slide was final, which numbers were correct. He didn't know anymore. He looked at the clock, 12:30 a.m. The presentation was in less than 36 hours, and Kenji felt more confused than when he started that morning. He put his head down on his messy desk for a second, just to breathe. And in that moment, he understood something. The mess on his desk wasn't just paper. It was the mess in his mind, too. The next morning, Kenji arrived early. Before he opened his laptop, before he checked his email, he did something different. He cleaned his desk. He picked up every paper, one by one. He sorted them into 3 piles. Finished, needs work, and not important right now. He threw away the old drafts. He wiped the coffee stain off his notebook. It took him about 15 minutes this time, longer than usual, because there was so much to clean. But when he finished, something felt different. He looked at his desk, clean, organized, simple, and suddenly his mind felt the same way. He picked up the finished pile first. It was smaller than he thought. In fact, he realized he had already finished more work than he believed. The mess had been hiding his real progress. Then he opened the needs work pile. Now he could see exactly what was missing. Not 50 small problems, just 3 real ones. He wrote them down on a clean piece of paper, fixed the budget slide, add one more example, and practiced the opening line. By that afternoon, Kenji had solved all 3 problems. He finished the presentation with time to spare. That evening, at exactly 6:45 p.m., he cleaned his desk again, like always. Yui saw him and walked over. "I heard you almost didn't sleep 2 nights ago," she said. "What happened?" Kenji told her the whole story. The messy desk, the confusion at midnight, and the clean desk the next morning that helped him see clearly again. Yui was quiet for a moment. Then she said, "So it's not really about the desk." "No," Kenji said. "It's about starting again with a clear head. The desk is just a way to practice that. Every night, I'm not just cleaning paper. I'm telling my brain, today is finished. Tomorrow is a new page." The presentation went well. The client loved it. But for Kenji, the real lesson wasn't about winning the project. It was about something much smaller and much bigger at the same time. Small habits protect us when big pressure comes. From that day, Yui started her own 5-minute ritual too. Not exactly like Kenji's. She didn't clean her desk every night. Instead, she wrote 3 lines in a small notebook. What she finished, what she learned, and what she would do tomorrow. But the idea was the same. End the day clearly, so the next day can start clearly. Kenji's habit seems very small. 5 minutes, a cloth, a few pens in a box. But underneath it, there's a real lesson about self-development. It's not the big, dramatic changes that build a strong mind. It's the small, boring, repeated actions, the ones we do even when we're tired, even when we don't feel like it. A clean desk didn't finish Kenji's project for him, but it gave him something more important, a clear mind to solve the problem himself. So here's a question for you. What is your version of cleaning the desk? Maybe it's making your bed in the morning. Maybe it's writing down tomorrow's plan before you sleep. Maybe it's just 5 minutes of quiet at the end of a busy day. Small habits, repeated often. That's how calm minds are built, one clean desk at a time. Here are 3 phrases from Kenji's story that you can use this week. I need a clear head. Say this when you need to stop and think calmly before deciding something. Let's start with a clean page. A nice way to say let's forget yesterday's problems and begin fresh. It's not a big change, it's a small habit. Useful when you talk about self-improvement with a friend. If this story helped you, try Kenji's 5-minute ritual tonight. And if you want more short stories like this one, real habits, real lessons, simple English, subscribe, and I'll see you in the next story.